My guest for this episode is Mr. George Yong Mendoza. Together, we get into a conversation discussing various topics, the different industries he entered. Uh, Yong, anything?
Hello, everyone. Actually, my real name is George Benson U. Mendoza. My dad named me after the George Benson singer. No? So, Yong is my nickname. So, welcome, everyone, and I hope what I am about to say and share here in this afternoon session with Sir Mike will have an impact also in other people's lives, and hopefully, I could inspire other people as well. That's my main goal. That's my mission right now.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Kumusta, Yong? Nice to see you again. It's
It's
been a
all
while.
pleasures all mine, sir. As in, grabe, busy lang yun kayo yun. Like, well, sa ako ang job, we just got promoted to branch manager. But
Congrats, DI. For FWD?
FWD Life Insurance Corporation, but I'm not even gonna get to that because this session is actually getting to know Yong.
Yeah,
Yaw no,
okay.
mo dictate, no?
Yeah, sure. You can dictate the pace. So,
Dili.
tell us about Yong. Maybe we can hear a bit on your background, childhood perhaps, or your career highlights.
I've actually researched your podcast and I see those personalities sitting in this same chair and looking at them, I'd say na once they're here in your chair, they everybody knows them already, like Kenneth Obonpe, Bunny Pajes, and even what Upshin Gasemi. Who does not know Upshin?
Actually, I interview anyone.
You
So,
interview anyone.
all walks of life covered. So,
So,
high profile, low profile, tanan.
Garon, like, I agreed to this interview and podcast because I want to experience it. And it's a good way also of recording it, like something to look
Yeah.
back to.
Yeah, it's a good outlet also.
Yeah. Because no, we only live once in this life, Marag. Once you're 45, you can only be 45 one time.
Yeah.
So beyond that, 50 years old, 55 years old. When I'm 55, probably I'd ask a copy from you and just probably go to YouTube and look this
yeah.
up again.
You can look it up.
Yeah, so it's sort of like a time capsule ba, murag ka ng archive bitaw of of my life, and for me to be able to talk anything I want and recorded.
Yes.
So I have to be careful
Well,
of what I
pwede pa sa
say.
dili.
What I say.
You
Hey,
can say anything you want. But of course, if you have reservations, then it's up to you.
daghang reservations because as a financial advisor, I believe that each financial advisor in the Philippines or any financial advisor, you should be an open book. You should show your true self, not pretending somebody you are not, just to get a client or a prospect to make you his or her financial advisor. So we do not deceive anybody. What is confidential are the clients, are the VIP clients, and their whatever their
But
business
I
is.
think somehow clients can sense the authenticity or sincerity of their advisor.
Oh, they see people.
So, like me, I would, of course, trust someone na kanang I can sense na sincere or dili kanang gaapas ra jud income or quota.
Ah.
So, that's an intuition na siya.
We started back in 2019, man. So there were many industries before I became a financial advisor. Actually, I hated insurance agents before.
Yeah.
I really hated it. I really hated it because of the hard sell.
There's that stigma bitaw.
Yeah.
Hagad og kape niya. They just throw in their sales pitch and you know what they're after.
Yeah,
So,
I've said to many financial advisors before, if I needed insurance, I would be the one to call you. Please do not call me anymore. Don't worry, because I am the one who knows my finances and I am the one who knows na if I can afford it or not now or in the future.
kulit, di ba? Kulit. There's that perception na kulit ng
Pero
mga
back
agents.
in 2019, I ate everything up and became one.
What made you decide to venture into that? What made you take the leap with FWD, with this industry, this line of work?
Because back in 2019, before FWD, we were okay doing construction business. having multiple retail businesses in Cebu, like restaurants, and as I mentioned to you earlier, some of my involvements in other businesses, because I believe in multiple streams of income.
Mm.
I was not born with a royal family name.
So you're used to that hustle ever since you
Hustle,
were young. So maybe walk us through your early career. Which industry did you start out with?
in the Mendozas, in our family, I'm the eldest grandson. Of course, being the eldest grandson, I'm the eldest son of George Mendoza. Um, na kuan na siya kanang murag I got a lot of burden to carry being the eldest. Like I have to carry a cross.
How many siblings?
I have two younger brothers, and they're my rock right now. When it comes to Barkada, I hang out with them a lot. I'm pretty close with my
So
siblings.
murag barkada ra.
So each time, don't get me wrong, we argue, we fight a lot.
Healthy disagreements.
Healthy disagreement, but the moment the argument directs to monetary gani, I would say let's stop. Buisit na maglalis og kwarta. So our arguments is basically on petty things, kanang more personality. Kay ako mismo, my personality is kahit magugulo, kanang murag outgoing kay ko pagkatao. I'm sort of like musturya, kusog ko mo, I like to talk. Like mabuang ko kung walay ko kasturya. That's why I told you also earlier that I'm battling with inner demons. Okay, the mind plays tricks good a lot, and mental health is so important.
And people don't talk about it kay basin malabel og buang or
Lagi.
or i-ostracize. So I think that's
Lagi.
a sensitive subject, which is why people don't really open up.
I would say that I'm thankful that my parents transferred me from St. Jude grade 6 to Sacred Heart in high school, Ateneo. It actually defined me who I am right now. It actually helped me build Yong Mendoza of who I am right now. Sacred Heart, not even in college.
You credit it to the institution.
Institution,
because
yes, sir.
of what the values that were taught.
Value formation, Sacred Heart, and also the
camaraderie.
Network also. Looking at, hearing that whoever graduated in Sacred Heart, all those names, big names, are there. I'm thankful to my parents for that. Even though, of course, back then in Sacred Heart, there was one instance pagani na naglisod og bayad og tuition akong parents. So we had that kind of struggle back in the days.
What industry was your parents in? What sort of business?
As far as I could remember, we were in canning business, like mga tuna or sardines, and that went down. And we had a bakery, a very long kind of thing.
So everyone was involved, also your mom, or it was your dad?
Also my mom, yeah. When my mom married my dad, of course, basically he Chinese
setup, the usual.
So my mom got involved with the business, handling some accounts, whatever, books. My mom's an accountancy graduate. So moto ang businesses ato ni evolved na siya until we became, in 1986, our family became one of the leading export furniture manufacturers in Cebu.
What's the name?
Menco and Mastercraft Philippines, which right now still exists, but owned by only my uncle Eric Mendoza, solely. But it has evolved. It's in the family. When I graduated from Sacred Heart, San Carlos ko napunta. My best friends went to Ateneo. They passed. I failed the exam. When they went to Ateneo, I cried. Hilak kay ko, piskot ako ra usa mabilin dire. As in, when I went to San Carlos, I was alone. Grabe yun, alone. I had to find new friends. I had to
a new network.
Group. And lingkod sa kiosk.
Yeah.
And I had to adjust who I am to whatever level diha sa kiosk lang nga, nagdiha ko nakakatog tagay. Kokodain.
What was your course sa San Carlos?
Sir, sir, I will admit to you, undergrad ko, I never finished college. My course at first was BA. Then a teacher there saw my potential. She asked me to shift to accountancy because she said na bagay magka-accountancy kaya man nimo. Kuan man good anang being the eldest ba. At the age of at the tender years of grade 5, I was already assigned by my grandfather, the late Ben S. Mendoza, to a construction site, to still constructing the furniture factory. I was assigned there at grade 5. What age was that? Grade 5. Kuan na siya. Around, what, 10? 12?
12.
12 years old? 12 years old, grade 5. Gi-assign ko dito sa site, construction site, bringing katong ICOM, the handheld radio. So, grade 5, I was assigned there just to monitor materials, construction materials, like, oy, wala ni simento, wala ni kabilyo, wala ni hollow blocks. I would call my grandfather, Angkong. We need a certain number of materials here. That was the time na, but I was paid also. Pila to, kagmay lang. Basta ko paggasto ako, Angkong sa snacks na ko. Okay? After snack time, mukuyog ko sa mga construction workers dito sa tindahan, mukaog ka ng panburikat. Panburikat, og amo nag-uso pa man tong RC Cola sa una. Mao na akong life. So my grandfather introduced me to earning income at a very tender age. So pag 17 years old na ako, even though I'm in college, I worked in the factory also, in our furniture factory.
In your spare time, you were helping out na. So studying and
working. So more na I really discourage my children to kanang while studying, focus lang sa mo diha. Once you get a taste of income ba, you would always think na kaya naman ako mo earn ngano mo eskwela pa man ko. So that was it. So I worked in a furniture factory, and I worked even in another furniture factory, not ours, for the experience.
To train yourself.
Yes, to train.
Be exposed to different.
It lasted only for 8 months. Kaya uyab man akong nurse. Kanang yung nana po ta sipat sa gyud ta before. I mean, naagud dihagud nga naray company ni okay lagi ni siya lagi. So,
ang nurse sa Pikas
company. Ang nurse sa Pikas company. Oh, nauyab gyud ako actually. So, mo to nga it ended pa nga 8 months ana. Then I even had a taste of having my own business back then because my grandfather said, "What do you want to do?" Being the eldest grandson, ba the kind of perks eh. Grabe gyud. Sayo na kay pamarayag ba nga.
Tagaan kag pabor.
Oh. So I said to my grandfather na ganahan man ko nga wholesale retail business kanang groceries.
Yeah.
Back then, he put up a substantial amount of capital to have me put up that kind of business. Don't get me wrong, my grandfather and grandmother, they're okay, good, well off kanang kuan because they made.
Pagawas lang sila kwarta to support you?
Yeah, pagawas sa kwarta to support
loan.
me. Pagawas na siya kwarta to support me. Let's just say they gave me 1 million back then at the age of 17 years old to open up my wholesale retail.
So pinangga sa jud.
We got back 500,000 only, so I lost half of it. So that kind of experience actually contributed to who I am. Grabe, before I opened also a shawarma stand. We used to own G Cafe back then, ng mga bar.
So you were jumping
from one industry to another.
So you tried furniture, food, restaurant, construction.
Tanan.
But what would you say was your forte or unsay mas focus
marketing, sir.
Time?
Talking.
Marketing.
Diha gyud akong passion gyud. So in manufacturing furniture, I also tried. This time, my uncle and my dad put up capital to branch out a furniture company. This time, a factory, and it was probably 6 times or 8 times bigger than what my grandfather put up for my general merchandise.
Yeah.
So furniture company. Akong weakness nako is actually manufacturing. Di ko kaya ba mabuhat og butang nga kanang barato cost ba. So I ended up nga asa man gyud ko nga magamit ako ang talents so in marketing. So that's when my uncle Eric brought me to US to attend the furniture show. He opened my eyes
How
there.
long were you there?
And no, it's just for a week.
Ah,
Furniture shows in the US in High Point, North Carolina happens twice a year in spring and
so
fall.
for
So it's
exposure lang.
April and October. So most of all of our buyers are there. They showcase their products, but we manufacture them. So we send them samples, we send them the furniture, and then they actually show it in furniture shows. So us being the factory, we also have to support them by going there and saying, "Oh, is everything okay? What do we need to do for future developments?" So my uncle Eric actually is one of the mentors that I have that I'm very thankful for, because I would also say that he made me. If not because of him, wala ako diri karon.
The early
Eric,
support, no?
yes, Eric
Moral
Mendoza. It's
support,
not
everything.
about monetary ha. It's imparting the knowledge and teaching.
Mentor.
No, so when I went to High Point, it opened my eyes. I said to Uncle Eric, "Na okay, I'll work in our furniture company," and he assigned me with accounts. Like I hold the account Neiman Marcos, so I was the one handling that one. So we were supplying Neiman Marcos back then, and I realized that I do have the passion for dealing with customers. I like talking to them. I like knowing them personally. So I have a way with them.
So
So
people
that's
person ka, no? Like you like to engage, meet different
yes,
people.
yes. Uh,
Okay.
so that's why I became who I am right now, a financial advisor, because it's actually engaging people.
Murag imo jung linya. It's like
Diha
forte.
gyud. So pag kuan dato gyud nga na furniture kuan ko kanang furniture guy gyud ko, it's in our blood. So it was not until 2017 that I jumped ship from being a manufacturer to being a buyer's representative. Two US furniture companies found me, and they said to me that, "Yong, I'm not gonna go to Cebu just to see your factory, one factory. Come up with 10, then we'll go to Cebu."
Mm.
So it became also my advocacy. It became also my advocacy because furniture industry right now is so tough. Because our competing countries, Vietnam is killing us. Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, China, India, dehado kang Pilipinas sa when it comes to materials, even labor.
But
I mean,
what's our edge? Or what would you say is your
materials
edge?
is our edge. Every furniture factory here in Cebu, it's always the materials and Filipino craftsmanship. That's why some paint specialists and carvers are already going to China, working there in Chinese furniture companies, because our edge is actually on the craftsmanship and the materials. That's why we're already exporting the raw materials, which is very painful for me. Why would you export our raw materials to our competing country? So that with that said, being a buyer's representative, one instance, he said, one instance, a buyer in the US asked me, "Yung, you go to Indonesia, I'll buy containers from you." I said, "Why will I do that? I want to support our industry here in the Philippines, in Cebu. I want to provide jobs to Cebuanos. That's what is in my heart.
Local. No?
Local good,
Focus.
support local good." As you can see in my Facebook also profile, I also share some of the products that's being featured in design magazines in the US, all from Cebu. So I'm proud of that. So that is, I would say that furniture is my first love. Jumping to insurance is my true love.
True.
True love. So not my first love, right? True love. In between that, the construction, it actually pays the bill. So moto nga, it's like when we were still in construction, I'm not an architect and engineer.
What was your primary role sa construction?
Marketing ra gyapon. Ako'y tig close og kanang project. Pero sir, ablihan kog plano sa kliyente, blueprint minana. Magtanaw-tanaw ra pug ko man ko nga. Magtanaw-tanaw ra sad ko mga. Oh, okay man. As if I know how to read blueprint. I don't know how to read blueprint, but I can
So
close
it's not your
projects.
expertise.
No.
More on sa closing, sa relationship.
Yes, rapport building.
Yeah.
So, murag I realized na if I go on in this industry, construction industry, and pretending to know how to read blueprint, I'll just be deceiving even more people.
I think that will come back to bite you if you just pretend.
Lagi, exactly. So, yun ko nga, I needed, that's why I'm so thankful in this insurance industry because it allowed me to be who I really am.
Yeah.
I don't
The
have
core-
to pretend.
the
I don't
core
have to
Yong.
pretend anything nga to know everything. Everything is just there available. Among mga training, among mga product profiles na to nga kuan. I can just learn from it. It's not like the construction industry wherein you have to be a licensed engineer or an architect na to actually sign blueprints, no? So kana mo na siya partly nga ngano happy pug ko sa akong industry karon nga I'm in, but it's a very difficult and dog eat dog industry. It's very challenging, but I love the chase. Kanang bugukod kag kliyente, nalingaw ko ana kanang
So it gives you
handling
that
objections.
that thrill.
Handling objections kanang mo chat ka ay daghan kay kog insurance sa ayaw lang sa ana boss.
I imagine it must be gratifying once ma-close jud ba, despite the difficulties.
Mo na nila ago gabi.
That must be the high that you get
I celebrate every time.
every time
Even
you close.
big wins and small wins.
Big
yeah.
wins.
Yeah, we should. Which actually everybody should celebrate, even the small wins.
Yeah,
in
it's
life.
like you pat yourself on the back for achieving something, for overcoming obstacles.
So I have two siblings, two younger brothers. All are in the insurance industry. It's
Also,
sort of like
FWD.
it's sort of
So
like
they're under
they
you?
are part of the agency. No, I am under our agency. We own the 1670 Mabuhay General Agency, which carries FWD product. So we have a general agency, which probably right now we have at least going already 500 to 600 manpower.
Okay.
I myself have my own team, and we've already grown after 5 years to 120 direct leaders and planners under me, well and capable. And I have to set a good example. I always believe in leadership by example. You can't just ask your client, your planners na, oh, go out and sell insurance and bring in the numbers, while you yourself cannot do it. So I had to show them that it can be done. And I've been doing it since
So
2019.
you led the way. You set the example.
Basically, it's how it should be. Even you in your business, probably you set a very good example to your subordinate, to your workers, having that kind of principle driven imong sa imong
You
life
set
nimo.
the culture.
Yes,
Then
the culture.
They follow the style, the approach, the mindset, everything.
Kung nalingaw ko ani ha, I mean, this is something new to me.
Yeah.
I don't even realize that there are 3 cameras pointing at me here right now. It's so
Okay.
refreshing also.
Yes.
It's something that out of the comfort zone ba. And day to day, of course, we engage with people. But right now, it's actually being recorded, and this is something that I'm really excited about. Something that I can look back to.
Yeah.
So this is your hobby, sir?
Hobby. It's an outlet for me. I started this during the pandemic. Kato bitong time na laay kayo. ECQ and ECQ.
So how many are you siblings? How many siblings do you have?
Duha rami. I have one elder brother.
Yes.
Just 2 of us.
Yes, sir, just the 2 of you. So we're sort of similar. Kay we are only
Yeah.
just 3. We're not in a family.
Similar. Like you're a Harter, we're Harters, and Cebu.
Do you fight?
Of course, there are some disagreements here and there, but of course that's healthy.
Healthy ka?
I think it's the friction that allows you to grow, allows you to realize and learn. Kaysa plastic kaira, di ba? Wa may mahitabo.
Pretending somebody you are not.
Or you
Is-
can't. You have to confront those
Yeah.
questions, or you have to address if there's something that needs lubrication, di ba?
Pretending somebody you are not is a very heavy baggage to carry every
Yeah.
day.
You have to be
So
truthful to who you
yes,
are. Honesty, basically. So you live freer.
sakto gid na gid nga kanang like you just have to be yourself bitaw. So it will be lighter
Yeah,
in
you don't
every
have to
day.
pretend, because if you pretend, you have to put on a show,
Mm.
put on a performance. That's not you. So it's an effort. Whereas if you're yourself, there's no effort in being who you truly
There's
are.
ang atong kaning industry na to, sir, in my industry right now, you actually have to be likable. People actually have to like you in order
Well,
for
yeah,
them.
of
Yeah.
course, sales, insurance, or
Uh,
marketing, it's likability that really wins.
that's why I'm very careful with what I post. It should not be offensive. It should not be toxic. I actually manage my social media like
So you
in
don't post anything political or religious,
wala.
because that's really the
Uy,
usual friction
we're
you get.
getting into that. Politics is bad for business. I ran for city councilor back in 2016.
Yeah.
City in Mandaue.
And then, how did that work out?
I spent a lot and lost.
Yeah.
And
Was it
instead of
worthwhile? Was it the whole experience?
the whole experience, if you could go back in time, you would ask me if I would do it
Would you
again.
do it again?
I will, for the experience one time only. At least I have to experience it one time myself and to realize the pain also of losing. And it helped me grow. And it actually increased my network of people.
Of course, because you have to go around
Yes,
and all
yes.
these campaign managers, all the
My connection
all
to
of that.
the Philippine National Police, that PNP, and all these civic activities that I have with me, and the organizations that I'm connected to. Partly it's all because that I ran for city councilor back in 2016.
That
So
was your one time.
one time only, sir. And I say politics is bad for business because you're
But
once
what made
you
you take that leap also? Because you were primarily focused, diba? Furniture.
actually um our mayor back then in 2016 was I was under the Uwano camp, Lollipop Uwano. So she ran for mayor at that time. She was actually the number one city councilor, and of course the Uwano name is already known. I mean Uwano alone,
Yeah,
they
especially here.
North
Cebu,
Reclamation,
Mandaue, yeah, of course.
the legendary Pidong Uwano, the visionary Teddy Uwano. So it's sort of like they're already there. That's a name that you commonly hear when it comes to politics here in Mandaue. And of course, Jonas Cortez. So it was a great experience for me also back then. It was very tiring. We wake up 4 a.m. in the morning just to go house to house.
Give speeches, give
Oh
all
yes, sometimes
that. Lay out your campaign
Mandaue City has
promises.
27 barangays and multiple sitios in barangays. So we we basically have to go to each and every one of that and hold rallies and actually try to entertain and educate people on your platform. At the same time, if you're boring, nobody will listen to you. You just like in the insurance industry, being in politics, people
Thing,
actually has to like you.
Of course, if it relates to people, you have to have that charisma, that pulling power
I could
that
still remember
appeals to
back in
people.
2016 back in the stage, they would know me as Yong Mendoza. Of course, they would see me to be a very entertaining guy. Like, I dance the Albatros. Back
Ah,
then.
that song.
That song was viral back
Yeah,
then.
very
I
catchy
know
song.
I know the steps already. I know the steps.
Sample.
Sample ayaw. Recorded naman eh. So I know that step already. That's because I want to gain the trust and the votes of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
people.
It's a
But
different ball game also.
but still back then, because of the training and upbringing that my parents and my uncle Eric taught me, to be true to yourself. So even though I ran for city council, it's politics that many people has to pretend, di ba? In politics, di ba? Many people has
Yeah, you
to
have
show their
to
good side.
perform.
I actually was very genuine back then. Exercise gyapon ako ang pagka-genuine gyapon even until
I
now.
think people see through it ng good. So if genuine ka, mas dawaton
Siguro
ka
pag
sa
mas
tao. Kaysa trying hard.
kung dili ka genuine, mamurag ang pananaw sa mga tabugat kay ka. Murag na may something wrong ani, something's off.
Yeah, yeah.
Na? And people see through that.
Yeah, because I
People
think
see.
if you look at like mga Trump, Duterte, they're so raw ba, even if
Mm.
they have these uh, character flaws, but it highlights who they are, ilang unique traits.
One thing yun ako na-realize with politics is bad for business. So, naanak ko nga, because
Pero ka
once,
nag-goal like divert imong attention, imong focus, because you were primarily, di ba, as you said, focus yung kas business.
back then when I ran, I really wanted to serve for the good of the people in
So
Mandaue
you
City.
had that idealism.
Sincerity, because if you're a city councilor, if you spend 3 million, 4 million, you cannot get that back. Actually, there's no ROI
Yeah.
in that
So
position.
you wanted to make a difference in society.
Yes. So back then, but we were not given the chance. Well, I got 45,000 votes in Mandaue City back then. I don't know 45,000 people, so I'm so thankful
Yeah.
to that. Even though I don't know them, they still shaded my name. So
Must feel good.
still good.
45,000
45,000. I don't know
shaded
45,000.
your name.
I needed 10,000 more to win a seat. So gamay na lang to. It was a close, because our team was also very popular back then. Of course, with the Awanos. I belong to
The
a party.
Yeah,
Yes.
that party was
And
popular and
of course,
powerful.
we were PDP laban. Duterte. So grabe itong popularity Duterte ato. So walang gid siya ma-carry, because we were against a formidable foe.
But not bad for a first attempt. And,
Oh yeah. The party
first
got
try.
me to represent the business sector. So in that party, there's a doctor, there's a lawyer, there's a professor in Cebu Doctors, and so we were all mixed. So I represent the business sector. So my platform was supposedly to provide jobs. I was to create a program to provide jobs for the people of Mandaue. But we were not given that chance, so life has to go on. It was a great experience. So it was part of me, actually, part of me that how I became to be myself right now. Everything happened in the past contributed to who I am right now, and I'd say that I'm thankful. There were ups and downs, huh? There were ups and downs. There were really some tough times also, and some challenges. Even right now, kasi may walay challenges and struggles in life.
Like everyone goes through their trials and tribulations.
No matter how high net worth you are, or however you're living right now, how comfortable you're living right now, I would say there's always challenges. May it be in a relationship, may it be in business,
everywhere,
may
career,
it
family,
be
personal
career,
health, everything.
Grabe karon ang health karon murag dili na mananghid ang sakit. Like for example, like I am diagnosed with hypertension already. I have
Actually,
maintenance.
you read about it, people just dying out of nowhere. Like kalit lang mga batanon, mga matay. So
sometimes nga maka-feel bitaw ko nga
must be lifestyle also.
Kanang nakabasa lang ko sa news like somebody took their own lives. I would say nga that's so sad nga wala na lang yun naka-reach out nila, baka having them to realize that life is beautiful. There are people paying and trying to live a day or two more
to extend their life,
to extend their life.
And there are some who just
here you are na
themselves.
20 plus years old nga tungod lang nga gibuwagan sa uyab. It's so sad. Sad kayo.
It's complicated man sa jud ang utok ba? Because I
Mental.
think it depends on personality, upbringing, how people cope. So
mental health, no?
Different challenges.
Grabe. Ikaw, do you battle with that sa mental nimo nga
I think everyone goes through something, especially kanang anxiety, dealing with uncertainties. Because in this life, di man jud matagan. We can't predict what happens. So there's a lot to be worried about actually.
Grabe sa to katong COVID, no? Katong pandemic. It plays
pandemic.
Grabe to sa tong mind.
Cebu in particular, the pandemic plus Typhoon Odette 2021. So it's like double
whammy.
whammy.
We were hit hard. Grabe ang Cebu ko. Grabe naman sa niyo. After pandemic, iigo pa kitag bagyo. And it was December.
Yeah.
It was the most...
That was December 16, I remember.
Quiet kito December 6.
Yeah. Electricity came back, 6 weeks later ba to? Or 2
Amo
months?
January sir.
Yeah.
30.
Pero I think these are tests maybe thrown at us to allow us to grow, realize, cope, and allows us to welcome these challenges and in a way mo level up ta diha ba through
Ako,
these difficulties.
akong gibiliban nimo sir ba. I know your industry. I know how big you are in this country. And you still have time to do this.
Well, karon because of the holidays. Actually, this
Holidays.
is the first time I've shot an episode in for this year. I haven't shot in maybe 3 months or so. So it's been a while. So karon nakakawat ko oras kay Holy Week karon. So yeah, this is like an outlet, a side hobby for me.
So, imo, have you had your brother as your guest already or wala?
Wala. I doubt he would. Because he's very private also.
Private kay to siya,
So,
no?
I doubt. Maybe we'd have our own sa private library lang itago or sa balay lang. Private na episode. We
No.
could do it.
So, close mo si mong brother.
I would say so. There's a healthy mutual respect we have.
Because also, I see also in our time right now, I would normally hear and see siblings and family fight. No,
Yeah.
as in really fight. Na uban gani nga would go to court na. Kanang grabe na
Yeah,
gid
it gets
kaayo ba?
ugly.
No, ugly na gid kayo
I
and
think it's
nasty.
important in those instances that we set our egos aside. But that's very hard because human nature kicks in. Siyempre, ambitions, greed, power, mao man jud na ang maglabaw. Kinsay matuman, kinsay may laki. So it's important to have that certain humility ingrained.
So, actually, you and me have one thing in common to be thankful for, our relationships sa tuwang brothers. Sa imong brother with you and me with my brothers because daghan kayo, many people would say to me that, Yong, I really admire your relationship with your brothers na close kayo mo. And it's something of a feature that I'm really proud of.
Yeah, I think that's special because we only have one family, one atong mga igsuon. They're there for a reason. So it's sad if it goes down the drain ba ang relationship.
I think the one thing that contributed to that are our parents, no?
I think partly what's instilled early on, but usahay di gyapon matag-an. I think it's how personalities blend. So I'm just thankful na it turned out this way, harmonious. We're level-headed in that sense, because some can get very petty. So if petty, syempre kuan na kayo. It gets really ugly. Niya unsa ray lalisan, kwarta, bahin. Diba? It's usually like that, shares or who has this position, who has this authority.
So, no? Kanang inana. Basta
So,
kwarta na
I
gani
think
involved.
klarohon lang og sabot. Like you agree, oh, this is, or ma-acknowledge na, yeah, this is my line, this is my strength. Kay uban, di man kadawat. Like maybe ganahan sila this role, like a finance head, but they're bad with numbers. So, di jud pwede. So, it's important na you don't take it personally. You stay objective and level-headed in dealing with that. But of course, I think the main issue there is madawat ba sa ego? Madawat ba?
Muna, the saying goes here in Cebu ba nga, why kwarta problema, nay kwarta nasi problema.
Naramay problema. I think everywhere there's still a problem. Rich people have their issues, poor people also. So everywhere, as long as we're alive, I think maabot ra yung problema. And it's how we respond to those problems.
So, imong hobbies or mao ni siya? Wala kay sport?
Well, I do boxing. Lately I've been into running, so that's why I have this Garmin watch and I've been buying a lot of running shoes. So tig-apil man ko kay karon in Cebu daghan man sa kay races, di ba, mga 10K, 21K. Well, I've only joined 16K at most, but maybe eventually I'll join a full marathon. But slowly, and just to, improve my lifestyle, improve my heart rate, keep my weight in check.
So, kana imo mo na imo sport. For me, I do badminton.
I used to do tennis, but lately karon it's just more on boxing and running. Boxing na home service, dili na katong spar.
Wala mo may problema looking at your bone structure kamo ni Sir Markin nga Manipis man mo. Wala may ni take on sa the great Martin Goho.
Yeah.
No?
I
Idol
used
kita
to
na ko siya.
be big. Mas liwat man ko sa akong papa.
Really?
Genetically. I mean, ang structure ba? Pero aga pugong ko.
Parihat na sir kami, sir. My dad, when he went back in 2019, he was naanya tanan diabetic, triglyceride, kanang tanan high blood,
mga
everything because he weighs 300 pounds one time.
abot jud like 300.
Na 300 to siya one time. So of course na diabetic siya, ni gamay siya na kuan, pero kato akong dad, mura to siya kanang kung magtanaw, maghilak to, magtanaw og litson sa tubangan niya, as in ana siya ka-enjoy of food.
Yeah.
Paborito kanya mga
Kanang-
balbakuwa, mga paklay, ana. Mao na.
But I think
The
it
diet.
takes discipline kay diet. Well, ako, what helped me was IF, intermittent fasting. I take a fiber supplement and your relationship with food, basically.
Actually, pareha tag pattern. I only eat once a day.
I do that. Like,
Ah,
one heavy meal ko, then I do IF. Then coffee also helps, black coffee. And I try to keep active. Lessen carbs, lessen fried, but usay di malikay.
pero nakabantay ko sir, wala na basta when you reach a certain age ba, imong metabolism, like for example ako karon, I'm IF lagi pero wala na mo work
Ni
Kasi
plato.
na, plato niya hinihinig, kot-kot ba nga, padako na ba, diha na dapit na kulo. Pero, but in my case po, sir, I don't eat to get full. So, mukaon ko, dapat, I only eat once a day. I don't eat to get full. Dapat ang akong kanon lami.
Actually,
Dapat you enjoy food, good food.
You can cut useless calories, man. Like kanang mga frap, kanang mga
Pwede rin na wala.
mga chips, junk food. Kana, as you're ingesting mga flavored drinks, dako kay nag-calories. So if imo lang na i-cut, dako na kay calorie deficit makuha.
Ganahan ako, ikaw sir, foodie ka. Ganahan, you
Yeah,
like...
hilig jud mig pagkaon. Like
Kasi mostly commonly
before,
people,
every night, we eat out, kaon misgawas, na-explore na nila almost anong restaurant sa Cebu. Yeah, karon I've been in Manila a lot lately, so we go around, explore mga sikat, kanang mga nas Tatler, kanang nas lista of kanang best restaurants.
Ako, although many people told me that it's not healthy, but I have no choice. I eat out every night.
Yeah, karon it's common given the traffic.
Alangan man din muluto ko para sa akong self.
Yeah, especially if like you're alone.
We'll get into that, alone, single.
I think mas practical.
It's another episode.
Dili karon.
Dili karon.
Talk about that. So we'll do a part 2.
Dili onya na lang siya. So this is just getting to know man ni siya nga face no kung who is Yong Mendoza.
Yeah.
So I'm so thankful for this invite. We've talked about this last year pa.
Yeah, actually, it came up. Katong, I think, diba, when we were processing my insurance, may kuha man sa day ko, FWD. So, thank you sa dan.
So, kana pinangga man kasi mo brother.
Yeah, it was actually a gift from him.
So, kana diha ako nakakita nga ang love, genuine love, basta igsuon ko, nindota anin lag relationship. Ko nga, pareha sa mua ba nga, kami, we support each other. Pero, nakaana ako nga, in your industry, in your line of work right now, in your life right now, let me ask you, are you happy?
It's hard to fully say happy. I think naman joy ups and downs in life. So, but it's important to at least have a clear direction where you're going. Not necessarily happiness, but maybe meaningful ba? Is your life meaningful? That's something I ask. But of course, there are so many uncertainties. Sometimes relationships don't go well. So, na friction, na tension.
So, yung relationship.
Yeah. Lisod jud na siya. It's hard because dealing with another person, understanding them fully, empathizing fully, dealing with a different set of quirks, lahig style. So, na jud na, magbangga jud na. So, I think that's really challenging. Then business, of course, it's high pressure. So, grabe ang... Of course, we have to make tough decisions and we have to be firm. That will make some people unhappy. So, nadyo'y challenges, bisan asa. Everywhere we go, dealing with people, different personalities.
Sir, we are all in borrowed times. we're living in borrowed times. Atong life na to, this is just a loan. Na ni siya ining maabot a certain age for a certain time na kubrahon na ni balik atong kinabuhi. We do not
Yeah.
own this one. So I do believe that do anything that makes you happy. Don't do anything that won't make you happy. Okay, there are lots of people that they do things nga dili makahappy nila, but they have to do it.
Yeah.
No?
I think
They were
it's-
forced in life to do it. So it's so sad.
I think it's hard to find that balance because sometimes you do have to do the things you don't like. Kay we have to apply practicality sa life. So na aspect you apply passion, pero nasa practical aspect. Kay ang realities of life mo kick in. So you have to cope also. So I think it's finding that balance.
Partly siguro yun, where I am right now, in my industry, I would say that I'm already successful in what I'm doing.
Like in your instance, na nakas insurance, then you happen to be good at it and you like it or love it. So, that's an ideal situation.
So my mission right now is to inspire other people. That is why I have already 120 leaders and planners under me. That is why I talked to you earlier about leadership by example. Because I've already earned that income. I've already earned those incentives. I've already earned the good life of the insurance industry. But I cannot give them what I earn the other people under me. I have to show them also and lead the way and guide them through and inspire them to do the same thing. But sad to say, other people want something of their comfort zone, like anang 8 to 5 8 to 5 na job nga sa nagi-pay gyud nga 15-30. Here in this industry, insurance, wa kay halin gutmon ka. Pwede ka way halin, pwede you can actually be of no sale for 2 months and then you have no income for 2 months. So it's a scary industry to be in.
I think sales in general is that way. Na it's always high pressure, always on the go. You have to hit the numbers. Pero dako sad kag income.
Dako kayo.
But others would opt for a safer choice, 9 to 5, pero fixed income. So I think depende ra jud sa tao.
Ang one thing also akong na-realize na ako na feel good are the love, ang true love, gugma sa ako ang mga clients to me. And that kind of love, makaan ako mga matouch bitaw ka nga, hala, daghana ni salig na ko, daghana ni support, oy. So that is why I told you earlier also that I'm in too deep. I cannot back out from this. This is my life until the day I die. And right now, I'm already preparing, even at an early age, at an early time, for my succession. My eldest daughter is already coded as a financial advisor under FWD. She already is an MDRT, but she's still studying right now.
How many kids you
I have 3 children.
So, one daughter?
No, 2 daughters and 1 son. So, my eldest is 22. My second is 20. She's the autistic. I have a special child. Di na naman siya child, 20 naman siya. And we have to deal with that also. That is part of the challenges in life that, I would say that God only gives special children to special people. Aperting special lagi. Mag-away, mag-ana, mag-tantrums na. So my youngest is my son, 14. He goes to Ateneo. I'm so thankful nga. He chose Ateneo. He used to go to a different school before. Then when he became grade 6, he said that, Pa, I want to transfer to Ateneo. Walay question. Oh, really? Okay, Pak. I was the one who processed everything. The transfer. Next thing you know, adto na siya, enrolled na siya. And I'm so thankful that in his heart, that lahi kang bata karon, sir. They're wired differently from our times, the children right now. Because probably exposure of the gadgets and social media and
tablets,
iPads. Yes. So lahi gid sila gid. Roblox, they live in a virtual world.
Kuyaw bitaw no regarding attention span.
Kuyaw.
Especially reels man ang uso ron, TikTok, and everything is at the push of a button. So for sure, work ethic on all that will take a toll. Values, because they see any content that spreads. So what naitig verify what's true or not, and all these things. So there are many dangers to what's happening. Many good things from technology and all these advancements, but in terms of incorporating values, old traditional values,
Oo.
someone has to keep a close eye on that.
Back in the days, I could still remember nga nabunalan magid ko sa akong parents yun.
Discipline.
Oh, nakaluhod kog
Importante.
asin. Karon, pwede na ka mo 163 anak kung buhaton na nimo. Mo reklamo ang bata nga or child abuse.
Kailangan man, we have to instill
Wala
some
na gid
force,
karon
because if we're too
mo na soft.
sobraan ka soft, dili mo toughen up, dili
Lahi, no?
maisog ba kay naanad ba kanang homok ratanan,
We
soft
live
life,
in a different time na gid
like
karon.
a cupcake type generation.
Snowflake.
Cupcake, whatever.
Lagi no. So sad, but it's reality and we have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Ikaw sir, di ba, na kay kids na kay baby?
I just had a kid 1 year pa.
1 year pa?
1 year and 2 months. Yeah.
Enjoy that journey.
Yeah, lingaw man, but he's growing fast. Dali kay ni bugat.
One thing also nga I thankful po ko or kanang something po nga na-realize nako ba. Kanang kay one kid, di ba? Sundi dayon para mahuman na ba? Sundi gid kay parihara ng hagua.
Yeah. Mao bitaw ng advice usually. So,
parihara hagua. Raising one kid and raising 3 kids, same effort. Same effort. Yeah, you don't want to be the person or the father na when your kid is already 12 years old or 15 years old, then that's the time mo decide ka mosunod ka. Mobalik ka sa uno. Para na ako human na, get it over with. And you'll be thankful.
That's the usual advice I get from earlier kanang mas nakauna ba.
Kay luoy pug kay share usa. I mean, take for example me. Thankful kay ko nga tulong mi maigsuon. Ikaw, thankful ka nga na kay brother. At least na usa. Can you imagine if alone? If I'm alone, ikaw piskot ani nga kinsa may akong left and right na ako.
Yeah.
So kana importante na siya.
Sige, but yeah, that would depend if tagaan pas kuan.
Nay tagaan lagi ka. Ay kabala ka na. Mubalo ra na siya, na siya.
Yeah.
So kana imong wife nimo working with you in that family business?
No, she's full stay at home.
Balay
ra jud siya, balay.
Na may ilhan families na di good i-involve ang wife sa family business. Which is
personally I prefer it that way.
Yes.
But again, it boils down to your unique dynamics, the personalities involved. So it varies. Maybe if my wife had a different or lain to na babay, I think I imagine some would suit well if ipa-appeal, but usahay di sad bagay. It really varies.
When we started this podcast ba, wala gyud tagasabot kano sa tamo end.
Yeah, actually that's part of my structure. I mean, there's no structure. The platform is really like this because I want my guests to feel at ease ba, wala gadali, no agenda.
Wala gyud gadali. Ako alang is I don't want also people to get bored also watching us nga 1 hour or 2. So dapat siguro nga mo hatag time limit. Anyway, we tackled so much topic naman karon. Wala ko kay ba kung sa akong nasulti. That's why I wanted to review this one. I'm so excited to see it in Guana.
Usually ma-extract naman ang shorter clips. That's how I do it. So you'll get short clips depending on the topic then. But you'll be surprised that some prefer a full episode. Well, sometimes while ga gym, while ga drive, tungod sa traffic, they just play a podcast and just listen throughout. So these days mao na mas uso kaysa music kay karon mas maminaw na ang tao. They take in inputs and they of course wanna learn as opposed to hearing the same songs over and over again. So mao na karon actually while doing sets in the gym. Pero going back sa furniture, you're still active.
Yes, very. I am a buyer's representative of 2 US furniture companies. We buy from here in Cebu. We buy from 10 to 12 furniture factories. All are excellent in quality and service. Like we buy from Bourbon Wood, Casa Cebuana, Obra Cebuana, Clear Export, Murillo, Arden Classics, Janice Minor, Detalya Aurora, many more.
The design is mixed, local, Filipino, or
Actually, the design has to. The design actually is from normally the inputs of the designs would normally come from the buyers in the U.S. They're the ones who say, "Yong, I want a chest," but it has to incorporate the Philippine material, like raffia, capiz shells, all those precious shells, pen shells that we have here locally in the Philippines, particularly in Cebu. We are number one, probably the best in what we do in the pen shell, in the raw material and native materials that we incorporate in the furniture. Cebu is one of the makaingon ko Cebu is naman sa Manila, Pampanga. They're more on the wood carving and everything. But when it comes to local materials, the precious shells, kanang mga raffia and all those stuff, Cebu is number one. We're the biggest supplier or a pool of furniture factories. But it's a sad industry as well because looking at it, back in the days in 1986 or 1990s, probably registered in the CFIF, the Furniture Foundation, no? About 176 furniture companies, factories here in Cebu. Right now, we're probably down to 40.
Dako, drop
That
no?
tough. Because China, Vietnam killed us. And the rest of the competing
And they'll
countries
continue to kill you.
continue to kill because of the support. Vietnam, the government, grabe yung support.
Aggressive, no?
The raw
Mabiyanan dyan.
materials alone are so basically we import raw materials from them, the MDF boards and the plywoods. So kuan gid ta kanang we have a certain disadvantage plus the labor.
So how do you ensure you survive given all these downsides?
We have the materials that they don't have. We still have the Filipino craftsmanship.
Yeah, the edge, as you pointed out earlier.
Efficiency wise, I haven't seen this, but I asked my buyer that, can I go to Vietnam and see the factory? I asked them that because they travel. They come here and do product development, furniture. They also go to Vietnam. So there was one time that I want to see what's going on in Vietnam because I heard that one Vietnamese worker is equivalent to 5 workers, Filipino workers. Okay. Lagi sa. Right now, I don't run a manufacturing company, no? Before, I used to run a construction company. Sa una, before, I used to run also a furniture company, manufacturer. Here's the thing. Many times, like, for example, sa construction, kanang magkalot kag footing ba? Kanang kalot kag kanang foundation bitaw. Many times, good labor. Usa ka tawo magkalot, tulo ka buk mag-supervise sa kalot. Naging Pinoy ba? Pinoy.
Yeah.
Oh. This is something that I experienced, that I saw with my own eyes. When I was still working in our furniture factory, family business, I would say that there were grabe man ta hard labor and metal works man ta. Menco Mastercraft is known for very fine metal works, metal furniture. So daghan kay mga pounding and kanang mga bending of metals. So I usually see the production line and each station naagyunay radio ba kay drama, maminog drama. So dukdok siya na efficiency wise layo ra kay tas Vietnam kay wala may radio sa kilid maminog drama. Ato adri duktok mo thrilling gani ang drama kus kay volume mo hunong sa ba maminaw
Madaot.
maminaw
Efficiency.
dukdok siya sa putang siya minaw sa drama.
Yeah.
I saw that. Tingin ko nga, mau na dihado kay ta.
Biyaan dyan.
Oh, biyaan kita gyud kay thrilling na biya kay si sir nasakpan na biya ni Mrs. biya ang drama.
Drama. Lingaw kay makahook dyan.
Oh, grabe rin ko biskot niya. Di kasaba nila. Pero kay mo balik naman sa silang trabaho. Yeah, something kung imong tangtangon ilang kalingawan nila, murag part sa ilahan na nga murag for me to be creative, I have my thing. I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, still gets the job done.
Gets the job done. Keep that thing there. Basta as is lang.
Amo na ako na-experience mo ko nga efficiency wise
Ay
mo
lang
to.
hilabdi.
Amo to ako ingon nimo nga construction site. Yeah, I saw that one. Ngano mahal kay tag labor? It's not because of mahal ato labor, it's because of efficiency. Ya, bato lagi usa ka tawo magkalot nga tulo ka buk mag-supervise. Tan-aw. And it's common ha, it's common.
But
Nakita
that's
ko na nako.
ingrained sa culture po jud nato, no?
Nakita sa nako because I'm friends with one of the biggest car shop, non-casa car shop also in Cebu, Roadstar. Akong gibinuangan akong migo ba nga nagpakuan ko, nagsold ko dito kay magpa-refill. I want a refill or top up on my nitro sa hangin sa ligid. Kaya akong gipicturean nga. Sir, tanawa sir, usay ga tubil og kanang usa ka buktaw ga tubil ga nitro sig bagting duha ka tawo ga supervise ni. Duha ka tawo bisig ka tong matawhan mo tig kuan ka nang tig ayo sa mga tig tapak bulkit niya, as in literally nga kanindutan ni VIP treatment no nga magtaod og magtubil og hangin yet usa ka tawo magtubil hangin while naa duha ka tawo diya nga bisig sige okay kuwang pa duha ka tawo so you don't need that supervision. Actually you only need that one person.
Yeah, okay.
Pero it's normal. It's Philippine culture.
It's a common thing
so
occurs here.
I would say na our labor atong wage nato diri is even lower than other countries ha. Sige tag-cry. Minimum wage na to taas na kaayo. Sakit na, mahal na kay sweldo. Actually it's ang diferensya gid ani dili sang sweldo, ang efficiency sa tao kay
So inefficient pa jud ta, biyaan pa jud.
Nga kung dili nimo tarong bantay ba marag mubuhat na lang sila maski unsa marag unproductive sila.
So unsaon mo na pag-address?
Kana ingon ana ambot lang
it's really part na jud na sa
na gina sa tong culture gyud.
Na sa dugo, no?
Na gina sa tong culture even in call centers. I'm connected with many types of people because of my industry. I have planners na call center sila.
That happens.
They would even tell me on how they could get away while still logged in.
Mga tips.
Imagine that you're getting paid by relaxing. Efficiency, sir. It's not about the labor wage. Ato we can other countries mas taas pa na ilahang wages nila, ilang minimum wage nila. Pero ilang mga tao nila efficient kaayo. That's why they're so competitive when it comes to products and services. I'm not saying bati ato ha. Maayo ta na sa call center and sa ato ang workforce nato diri. It's just that naa na lang yun na ang kanang inefficient nato nga culture
really there.
Kay tungod kay daghan kay tag pwede ta nga murag kanang side nato nga pwede nato mabuhat pa. Partly also nga ganang
But that can be a plus or in a way.
Plus na siya sad pero something sad na siya nga na diha ba?
Like,
accept na lang. I mean sa inyo, I'm sure you actually employ lots of people.
Yeah, it happens also.
Nakapaayo ko
sa mga subculture sa like naman sad mi sa Manila, Davao, lain-lain og traits but nay commonality na Pinoy kuan jud, Pinoy mindset.
Out og alas 5. Wala na 4:30 gaandam na kuan na kayo. Imbis nga magtrabaho
Mas
pa.
common na here sa dito sa Luzon, di kayo.
Really?
Mas mo stay long. And I think it varies.
Yaw no?
Chill lagi. Mas chill diri kay maybe kay province.
This is something na I witnessed with my own very eyes and experienced it myself. So that's why ako pong i-share ko. I'm sure reality na business owners diri makarelate ka bitaw na akong tawag yun. So sige tag-try karon saka naman sang wage ganang kuan na to, minimum wage. Sige mo kalit og post dia oy paita ano yan na. Pero of course mga workers may isa lami hayahay kay me. Pero actually inflation man god taas kay ba the cost of living here in Cebu taas na pod kay or in the Philippines taas na kay mahal na kay tanan butang. Sa una, maka-grocery na ta. Hinumdum ko sa una, grocery, misa kong mama, white gold, 500 budget. Puno na kayong cart.
Daghan na mapalit.
Puno na kayong cart.
Karon, pila na lang. Unsay mapalit anong
500 karon duha na ka Doritos siguro.
Yeah.
Di ba? So, lahi na gyud.
How times have changed.
And people need to live. Mereka dapat sila mabuhay sila. So, kaning mga wage increase ani, para nako okay man ni siya kay basta lang kay dili lang tarungon lang ipa-efficient na gid maayo trabahante ba maka-contribute na gid sila nga for example you're paying this guy 600 pesos but he did a 1,200 peso worth of job ginan siya di ba it doesn't matter nga you're paying him 600 or 800 basta for as long as he or she delivers double
Yeah.
of what he or she is paying probably ang diferensya nato is how can we spread that kind of culture
Yeah.
nga uy sweldo nimo ba ingon ani ba pero pwede trabaho ka kugi ka kaning ibutang gid imuha gid nga work as if you own the company. How do you do that? Lisod dili uy.
Culture na i-ingrain jud sa
Lisod
anong
kay di ba?
company culture. Letting them really love what they do.
Yung daghan kayo ko ni bantayon nun basta business owner ka kanang mga pilferage mga kawat-kawat.
Di man jud na malikay fully, but of course you can set measures, you can try to minimize as much as possible. Okay. In terms bro, karon generally there's a lot of progress naman no, pabalik ng economy. But ikaw, you're really from Cebu, di ba?
Cebu ko, sir. Yes.
Do you travel around lately for business like Manila, Davao, other areas or abroad?
Currently, right now, locally, I don't really travel that
Not so much.
Not so much. I travel internationally because of incentive trips from FWD.
Europe or within Asia lang?
Right now, I qualified for Greece, supposedly this May, for 2 seats. Lonely man yadto ako rosa. So I just opted for cash conversion. So
so you won't go?
I won't go to Greece.
Kung muda na lang day kag amiga.
Dili, sir. Dili, sir. Para nako
or kanang fling-fling ba?
Wala ako ana, sir. Nisulti ko na wala ako ana, sir. Focus gyud ko sa ako ang
tutok pa karon.
Business karon and
noon maka-distract man sad.
I'm picking up the pieces, sir.
Pero occasional pleasures or
malingaw man ko, sir, kay because of the growing team, they also demand my time. Akong mga leaders, they want to spend time with me also for learning and also for guidance. And di ba na many times di ba pwede dunganon nimo kay lain-lain personality. So I have multiple leaders man under me, multiple planners. So they're actually the one keeping me sane right now. I have to inspire them to succeed because I want them to feel what I felt on the earnings.
So busy jud karon. So you're
appeal na
proactive.
ginas mission nako, sir, is not only for me to succeed but to help other people succeed also under me. That kind of impartment ba, that kind of legacy if you leave it. Mao man guni akong nabantayan sa insurance industry po. That's why I'm loving it so much. If I have a business, let's say for example, restaurant, na yung mga workers diha, waiter, cook, chef, may nana. They work so hard. Imo restaurant ni dako ni flourish. Kisa may madato ang worker nimo ikaw. Ikaw gid di ba? Ang tag-iya mismo. Here in this industry, sir, I have witnessed and learned that nindot kay siya nga legacy, sir, nga if you're able to impart to someone or teach someone or guide someone to become successful and financially free, that kind of gift bitaw when you give it to that particular person, even though wala na ta diri sa world kalibutan, naaray mo kalit pasalamat sa tong anak nga thank you kay ha tungod si mong dad.
I've seen that happen. Naka-witness ko ana
Wow,
firsthand. Like impacted lives ba na
Yes.
kay na impart ana
Legacy, sir.
legacy.
How do you want to be remembered
or
when
your
you're gone?
reputation can live on and it can be passed on sa generations.
Okay, I also believe, sir, na when you leave your children properties and all that wealth ba, and at the same time you leave them with a bad name, why gamit? Leave them a good name, even though gamay lang property o gamay wealth nimo mabilin nimo, leave them a good name.
Yeah, reputation.
Dako kay nag-impact yun sa
Bisan,
ilang
let's
life,
say,
generation to
Let's say
generation.
wa jud ka na big time pero somehow
Yes.
humot imong pangan, that can still pull you up, or the next generation they can benefit from such.
Mao na akong kuan, sir, karon. Actually, akong mission na at the age right now, I am so careful of my
Yeah,
reputation and
from may
credibility.
man imong
Ay,
reputation
thank you so
sa
much, sir.
sa marketing,
Say,
sa
okay, na, sir. I try. That is why also I got involved also in the corporate social responsibility kanang ma-service na ko nga.
so
Yeah.
it's about giving back na sad, no. It goes beyond your
Yes.
own career path na ikaw ray focus, but now it's about other
Higher
people.
purpose, sir.
Higher purpose,
Higher
impacting
purpose, sir.
other people's
Oh.
lives.
Bapo
So I
kay,
think
sir.
that's what
It's
it's about.
the fulfillment ba, the joy. nga
Especially
ma-
once you've established yourself,
Mm.
it becomes about other people and children, next generation.
So kana, mo na siya ang mission nako karon, sir, and I'm focused on that. And I'm gonna try to do that for the next 10 or 15 years if
10,
if God permits to give me a good health. Mora man na. Ato ang kontra, sir, atong competition, sir, is always atong health man.
Yeah. I think
Age, health.
yeah,
Good.
sickness. O say, di
Sickness.
matagan.
Hindi
di ba?
matagan.
So that's why we have to maximize what's in front. Live each day as if
For as long as you can,
because your
wala pa
last.
magkuto imong ball joint or imong tuhod. Dagan pa, run. For as long as you can. Who knows?
Yeah.
Di ba?
Blessing mo na. It's grace that we're able to breathe, we're able to converse, we're able to think. May atong kanang
Ang
cognitive faculties.
Ang
and
gift
all
na to
that.
every day, yun, pinakauna gid atong mata. And then when we wake up
Mata,
every morning,
heart beating, brain functioning,
yes, seeing each sunrise, ako udto na mo
appetite
mata.
also to
Yes.
enjoy good food.
Ayaw kaon para mabusog. Kaon ka para mo enjoy. While mabusog
Food
ka.
is life, man.
Yes.
That's what you're taking in.
Na yung mga craving, lami kay diri sa Cebu, daghan kay mga culinary nga mga
Improve naman sa mga restaurants. Daghag bag-o opening. Pero speaking of Cebu, what can you say? Of course, economy is improving. But you've been here all your life. What can you say about
I
Cebu?
could not have lived in a I don't see myself living anywhere else in the
So
Philippines.
you're not thinking of ever transferring
No.
elsewhere?
Many people ni sugod nagpuyo sa ganahan nag island life, Siargao, Palawan.
Yeah, uban ganahan
uban.
gito, beach life.
Yeah, na uban ganahan kay urban.
Back to nature.
Urban
all
kayo
that.
didto sa Manila.
Yeah, more kanang city life jud, busy, fast paced.
Wa gyud.
I think in Cebu you get a healthy balance of both.
Grabe kay ang Cebu. Uy, kanindot kay where else can you find in
Money,
the Philippines urban or an urbanized and modern city wherein just 15 to 20 minutes you can be in the beach already.
Yeah. Accessible ang beaches and ang mountains.
And pila lang ka kuan international airport.
And in terms of economy, it's not far behind. Money is flourishing, people are spending. So
Usara ang diferensya gid diri Cebu, traffic na, which is normal.
I think the roads need some addressing. Kay narrow ang roads, kanang piot kayo.
Narrow kay ang road, sir, and they're actually pila ka high rise nagsulpot karon, sir.
Yeah.
Even na bitaw to ni point out bitaw katong arena, SM Arena ba?
Seaside.
Beside seaside. Can you imagine if na concert?
Yeah, how
Taylor Swift adto dito.
Hindi kaya. Murag karon with the traffic.
Pila ka buktaw mo
bisag
adto dito with
Manila,
cars.
I'm often in Manila these days. Ma-compare nako, traffic there isn't as bad. I mean, it's bad, but at least you have Skyway, you have EDSA, which is Lapad, C5 Lapad. Here, murag kuwang jud ang planning.
You and me love Cebu, but we all know that Cebu needs to improve in that aspect. Infrastructure sa roads, sa skyways. Well, layo pa ng rail system pero
monorail or subway or something, di ba? Natoy katong bus, BRT.
Di lang ko mo comment about ng BRT. Wa pa kayo kasabot ana. Let's just wait and see. Basig gray okay di ay, di ba?
Let's hope lang na mo luag-luag ba. I mean,
kini huot man ang dani noon. Ang lapad kay gikuan nila.
Daghan na jud kay
Also, straight line from Capitol to
what? Nabantayan ka ng narrow roads niya, tag-as kang linya. So, marag inefficient kayo. Stop ka, ma-stuck up kag dugay diri. Kanang ya-ya ba?
Usapod, sir. That's why probably nindot kay inyong industry, no? Every Filipino must have 1 or 2 cars.
Yeah. Well, automotive industry. well, diha man ko, but it's really booming and thriving now.
Mm.
And I'm thankful na, and it's good to see people spending.
Apil na nakapa-traffic, sir,
grabe
actually.
ang
Contribute.
appeal,
Kay,
pero
they made it so easy. They made it so easy to for a person to avail. Or na naman tayo mga zero down payment.
yeah, well, thankful ta. Of course, bank support plays a major key. And also, kana, mga tao na dyan kwarta. Karong
Dapat
lahi.
siguro na committee siguro, no, mga automotive industry, mag-pool mo ba to help address the traffic situation here
I
in
think
Cebu?
that should be addressed. I don't think it has anything to do sa, of course, kung halin, daghag auto on the
Oo.
road, but if proper lang og manage or pag-plan out ang
Mm-mm.
kining roads and infrastructure, dili man maingan.
No, ito kana mo nindot gid ako magmahay Cebu ko na puyo. I love it here. I love Cebu. I love Cebu. Di ba? Miss ko tani.
Okay. Anyway, you're an entrepreneur man jud, di ba? So you mentioned manufacturing, furniture,
Mm.
insurance, politics ni ventures ka. Unsa pay industry na
So far,
nakasuway ka?
mora
Og
man na,
food, di ba?
food, nakatay food.
Food.
Currently right now.
Katong mga canned goods you mentioned.
Adi, before to, that
It
was
was
my
before.
grandfather, yun, canned goods and bakery.
So, given na daghag aspiring entrepreneurs, what would you impart advice to someone up and coming, someone eager to grow, let's say a younger version of you out there who's in their 20s that want to make it also, or what would you impart to
Find your passion.
our viewers here?
Find your passion and master your craft. You're passionate and mahappy ka doing one thing,
And you're good at it.
master it. Everything will follow. Anara.
Okay.
Find your passion. Don't do anything and that won't make you happy and fulfilled.
Sakto, no?
Find your passion first. Kay passion ako insurance, kay abig nindot ang automotive industry, musuod ko automotive industry, mag-dealer ko Mitsubishi or kuan. No. That's not my passion. Even though makakwarta na siya, pero that's not my passion. Ari man ko happy diri. Ari na ko develop akong craft. Yes, that is one advice that I would give anybody, even my son.
Yeah, all walks of life, di ba? It applies.
Find your passion. What makes you happy? By what are the things that you do that makes you happy? And try to capitalize on it and monetize it. Find your passion and then master your craft. Everything will follow. Mahappy pa ka.
For what if like you're no good, it's what you like, and dili jud mag-abot ba? Let's say, example, in your case, timing, you're a marketing guy, and timing this insurance thing played out well, kay it helps with networking. Like, it fits ba? But let's say you were really shy, but you want to pursue that. So you'd have to
naman tay mga
overcome that.
There are seminars, talks, workshops that could help you enhance those skill sets available. Yeah, the trainings. One thing that I noticed also, if for example, nay usa diri ka businessman, like for example construction siya, dako na siya nga contractor. Hibong lang ko one day he sold his construction company, nag-chef. Kay passion kanya muluto.
Hilig jud
siya. So kung nisugod pa lang siya chef gid aton that time, nagsugod siya sa construction company niya, he'd still probably earn a fair kuan. Kung nahimo siya multiple restaurants,
mas fulfilled siya diri kay mao man joy iyang calling or whatever.
So para nako, kung makakita kag something that you really love, focus on that and then master your craft and then capitalize and monetize. You live a happier life. You don't want to wake up one day after 15 or 20 years realizing, piskot 60 naman day ko. I should have done those things na.
Regret comes later. Yes. So do it now while you still can.
Yes. Kay ang atong edad wala magka-atras, nagkabante na.
But if you notice karon, I don't know about you, but it seems that days go by much faster.
Yes, paspas kayo.
Because if I look back when we were kids, like 90s kid man ko, murag hinay man kayong mga hapon nato. Like it felt long, the summers, but now it's like murag mo
dali na kayong panahon.
Murag lahi na ang pace ba? Our perception of time has somehow changed.
I felt like
that's me personally. I don't know about others.
The same thing. maybe sa age siguro nato. Pero
Paspas yung kayong adlaw karon.
exactly, I could still, it's like me greeting Happy New Year, bago pa, pero right now, tapos na ang
Yeah.
first quarter.
It's like before we'd like go to a friend's house or like natay mga playtime sa hapon. Like the afternoons felt so long or one school year felt so long, but now it's like
Apil na sir, contribute na is actually physical sir, kanang kuan, traffic, getting from one place to the other,
yeah.
takes,
Actually, I don't really go around as much unless I have to. Inefficient kayo, like you can do meetings. Thankfully, there's Zoom, Teams,
kana.
and Google Meet. You get to talk about everything, na, as opposed to driving, parking, and
So, I think, okay na ta. We're,
yeah. Actually, that was the last message to impart, moment to advice.
I hope I hope lang naasay maka-learn pud ani nga sharing pud nato para.
Yeah.
It's really in my heart nga ganahan ko people to succeed as well.
Yeah,
Everybody.
of course. And I
Everybody.
wanted people to hear, of course, different stories. I think this is the first time I covered someone in your industry, insurance, furniture, and kini imong background. It's, I think many would be able to relate. Many would want to listen and know your, hopefully what you imparted earlier, ma-apply sa nila. So thank you again for the time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
Yeah, ayo. Thank you.
Okay. Cut!